Okay, this is the bass practice guide for the chorus from Judas Maccabaeus. It's the second song in the 7th period Symphonia solo packet. Some concepts in the left hand that we're going to be adding here, shifting from first position to second position, third position, and half position. So the positions that we're going to cover for this. Your key signature has no sharps and no flats, so watch for C naturals, second finger in first position on the A string, first finger in second position on the A string as well. This also introduces dotted quarter eighth rhythm. So from the first measure, watch your fingerings. For this first note, I would like for you to start with your first finger on G on the D string, and then shift back for the second note E. That way we avoid this open string, and you get a chance to add a practice vibrato on that first note. Okay, so I'm going to play the first line and then break it down. So from measure 1, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Your dotted quarter eighth. 3 and 4 and 1. I like to think cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha and 1. Okay? If I tap my foot, I'm not sure if you can hear it over on the video, but I'll tap my foot and play this time. So your goal for the dotted quarter eighth is that you change after the first beat but before the second beat. It's in between beats where you change to that second note. Notice that I shifted to second position on that note as well. E, shift first finger to F natural, then your fourth finger goes on G. Then you stay in second position for the second measure. So your fingers are on fourth finger G, cross the string, first finger C. Third measure, shift back, shift up, and then you have this line with the two dashes. Think of it like an up-up, but not as articulated as if they were dots. Articulated would sound like this, where I stop the bow. I'm just going to slow the bow down to a stop instead of suddenly stopping that time. Okay, so here's this third measure. 1 and 2 and 3, and then on this E, I'm actually going to shift up in the space to fourth finger D in third position on the A string. Then I can play, fourth finger E, and then I can play D with first finger. So here's the first, here's measure 3 and 4, and I'll talk over them so you can hear what position you're in. First, second, third, this way. Okay, I'm going to play the whole first line again for you. Okay, it's not marked, but because there's a down bow in the next measure, measure 5, you need to write in a bow lift in this quarter rest in measure 4. So I'll play measure 4, and then I'm going to keep going and play the second line. Okay, so from measure 5, I shift back and do a bow lift into first position, and I play these first 4 notes in first. Crossing the string, then here's another up, open G. In this open G, shift your hand to second position. Fourth finger is on the C natural, and then just cross over for G. In the third measure of this line, this is measure 7. First finger F natural, shift back, E. Now you have two options. The first time that I played it, I did the fingering that's in the parentheses above the staff, where I shift to fourth finger D and play the last 2 notes in measure 7 in second position, as well as the first note of measure 8. The other option is to do that in first position and do a string crossing. It looks like this. Here's measure 7. And then cross string with the second finger C. Personally, I like the shifting in second position way because it avoids your open string. So I'm going to play the whole second line again, starting from measure 5. And again, I like it because it lets you practice that first finger vibrato. You should end on an up bow in measure 8, so there is no bow lift. Starting from measure 9, I'll play through this line. Okay, easiest line of the song. There's a bow lift right at the end. That's the only thing. Everything is in first position. Throughout this entire video, I'm not going to be playing any of the dynamics. I'm just going to give you the notes and rhythms, and it's up to you to put in these dynamics to make it extra special. Okay, going on, starting from measure 13, watch my fingers carefully. We're going to start in half position on the G string, second finger on A, first finger on G sharp. Okay, this is the line that has the most kind of shifting back and forth. So I start in second position for only 2 notes. I'm sorry, not second position, half position. I start in half position for 2 notes, A, G sharp, and then I shift forward to first position and play the last 2 notes of this 4-note slur in first position. Half position, first position. Here it is again. So that's what my hand is doing for this. Then I'm staying in first position for 1 more note. And then in the space, I shift to second finger, second position. Then I play the B and the C in second position. So here's all this together. Then I shift back to first position, in the open string, shift to second position on this F sharp. Then I play second position for F sharp and G. Again, the reason for all of the shifting is to avoid a string crossing and an open string at the end. So if I do this without shifting to second position at the end, it sounds, and it really sticks out. It's much better to play so we're on the same string. I did forget to mark off some of the fingerings. This is actually a cello part that's been adapted for bass. So any of the fingerings you see that are printed sometimes don't work. Example, measure 13, 14, 15. Measure 15, the 2/8 notes shouldn't be open 4, it should be 1 and open. Okay. Then measure 17 and this whole line is the exact same as the first line. And measure 21 to the end is the exact same as the second line. So a lot of repetition in this. The one thing that you need to observe is the last 2 measures. You see the word RALL with the dot. That stands for rallentando. It's just another word for slowing down. So at the end, just be sure you slow it down and hold that last note nice and long. In terms of speed for this is not a very fast song at all. How I've been playing it is how fast you should go. So I'm going to play just that first line for you one more time so you can kind of get a feel of how fast this is supposed to go.